How do we handle a marriage where one spouse is no longer interested in intimacy?
If we use that word solely to mean sexual intimacy, we are missing out on a vast realm of an intimacy that is required for sexual union to be intimate. So intimacy, it comes from intimus, which is the superlative of intus, meaning within. To be intimate means I am sharing my inmost with you.
When we're in that restfulness and not so much seeking to get a thing, quite frankly, orgasm, that's not, I just want real authentic communion.
With wooded instruments, you can always get sound from the instrument. But to really get the fullness of the resonance that it's created for, you need to have the warming of the wood. You can just have sex. What you really want, though, is that full vibration.
You want to be in the frequency that resonates and harmony.
Yeah, I want to have sex. No, you want to make love.
The Hebrew words for male and female. Zakar means male, but it also means to remember. And nekeva means female, but the happy homonym, it means to open. And the interplay going on here, male and female, he created them and blessed them and invited them to this intimacy in the deep sense of the word. Sexual intimacy would be another way to say it. Look into me. I want to reveal what's in me. What is deep in me, I want to be deep in you. If you have been blessed by this podcast and you would like it to bless others, here's a few things you can do that would really help. Of course, subscribe, leave a review, rate the podcast, or if you're listening on YouTube, please leave a comment.
Hey lads, how are you?
I'm very tired.
Okay.
4 hours last night, 4 hours the night before, 5 hours the night before.
Oh,
Just video games?
How'd you know?
Because you play a lot of video games.
Guess the last time I played a video game.
I would say Tecmo Bowl, Nintendo, 1987.
That's not a bad guess,
Thank you.
but I think it's more like 1985
the last time you played a video game.
Atari.
What do you mean? Like you don't?
Your kids?
I've never played a video game with my kids,
Wow.
not even once.
Okay.
That I
They're
recall.
gonna go to therapy about
Yeah,
that.
they're gonna.
Probably.
That's gonna be a hole in their
It
heart.
just wasn't never my thing.
Okay.
Was it their
What
thing?
about you?
They got into something for a time. I can't even remember the name of it. It was 10, 15 years ago, popular video game. I can't remember what the heck it was.
Okay. Grand Theft Auto, probably.
Might have been. I don't know.
My son
It's
got
just not
into
my world.
Nintendo Switch.
Mm.
That's the way he got one. I played Atari at the very end, and then Nintendo, and then when I was in my 20s, all of a sudden I had like a little money from working. I was like, I can buy this PlayStation. I can buy a BB gun. I can buy anything.
I remember that stage of life. I remember
everything I
that
want.
stage of
Yeah.
life where I was,
The master of your own destiny.
Yeah.
and I will have my glory day in the hot, hot sun.
Yep.
Yeah,
You always do.
I remember it well.
Yeah.
My dad told me this story years later. When was the craze of Atari? Like 1983, 82, when
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
class
I was right
got
there.
it for Christmas,
Yeah. I was
except
right
for
there.
me.
Oh, sorry.
I remember that.
You're 10 years younger than us.
Nice.
1983 or whatever it was, everybody
Yeah.
got Atari for Christmas. I was expecting it to be there, and it was not there. And it's one of those, you come down to the tree and you,
Where's the Atari?
womp, womp, womp.
Oh, wow.
My dad told me years later, he had purchased Atari for Christmas. And when they were putting out the presents, he thought, you know what? I just don't think they should have this. Like
Wow, last
and
minute.
last minute decision, and he kept it in his closet and returned it.
Oh,
And I don't know if that was good for my life or not good for my life, but
We'll know in heaven.
yeah, and it's probably good for my life, I would guess.
You think, would you have found yourself addicted to it? Like really drawn in?
I don't know that I would have
Those
gone
early
that
games
road.
actually weren't made to be
Yeah.
addictive. They kind of fizzled out. After a while, we were like, let's go play baseball. or
The
ride
the
bikes.
game that I
They
did
faded
really
out.
like, I spent a lot of money at the local convenience store.
Donkey Kong.
Well, Donkey Kong was like in the top 5 for me, but my number one, your legs are number one.
Ramses is number one.
My number one was Jungle King. Do you remember Jungle King?
Is that where he's swinging from the ropes?
Swinging
and
from
alligators?
a vine. Yeah, alligator. Exactly.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Pitfall
Yeah.
Harry?
Well, that was the
That was the
Atari version,
lame-o.
lame-o version. But the actual go to the convenience store down the street, put your quarter in,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
play with the joystick was Jungle King. And one time, yeah, here we go.
There it is. Thanks, Juan.
Play it, play it, play it.
Is it gonna have?
I
this
actually
cool-
used one of these
yeah.
clips in one of my courses, and I'll tell you why. Yeah, play. Let me hear the music. This is going to take me back. There it is.
1982.
There it is, baby. Yeah, that would be the. There it is.
Dude, the distortion on that, like,
It's all scratchy. Oh yeah, and then you had to like scoot down the vine.
Yep.
See, now he's got to scooch down the vine. Yeah.
ooh.
Well, this guy's pretty good.
So one time, my spiritual director and I are from the same era. He's a few years older than I am, but he I often think of Forrest Gump saying, "My mama had always had a way of explaining things so I could understand them." My spiritual director
Has a way
of explaining things so I can understand them. He had no idea that this was my favorite video game when I was a kid. But we have so many of the same cultural references. And there, I was explaining this experience in my interior life to this beautiful priest whom I've known for many years. He knows me very thoroughly. And the Catechism says the journey is from the journey of the mystical journey, or mystagogical journey, the Catechism says, is from the sign to the thing signified. And we get ourselves in trouble when we get stuck on the sign.
Yep.
We've talked about this, where the icon, which is meant to lead you beyond itself, you get stuck on the icon and you expect the icon to be your ultimate satisfaction, so the icon becomes an idol. That's what I was wrestling with in my interior life. And he says to me, "Next vine, Tarzan."
That's it.
That's it.
Out of nowhere. Just
Yeah. And I was like, immediately I had this image, swinging, and
it's monotonous.
it was so just like you grab this vine and you're just swinging back and forth and you never go to the next vine. That's an image of not progressing from the sign to the reality signified. When I'm struggling with my particular idol, which, surprise, surprise, is the female form, I will think of that next vine, Tarzan, which does not mean next woman. It means continue the journey from the sign to the thing signified. Or another scripture I will pray into, and it has saved me from so many latchings on to my idol. I'll just pray this psalm. I treasure your promises in my heart, O Lord, lest I sin against you. And I remember that the female body is a sign of the promise of everlasting beauty and homecoming and nourishment and entering into the warmth and love of heaven. That's what woman's body is. And so I'll pray to myself, and it has saved me from many a temptation of latching on. Lord, thank you for this sign of the promise. Help me to cling to the promise and not to the sign.
Yeah, that's
Help me to cling to the promise and not to the sign. Anyway, look what you can get from Jungle King. How did we get here?
Video games.
Video
I
games.
mentioned that-
I said I was tired,
You were tired.
and you said, what was I
And you
doing? Somebody
said,
said, I've been
playing
playing
too many
video
video
games.
Yeah.
then
And from there,
back
we
to
went on the
childhood.
mystagogical
Isn't
journey.
that fun?
That is fun, and that's what show is all about. However, I do want to mention that if anybody out there has specific topics, artifacts of art they're working on, or a question that they want us to discuss or bring on the show, feel free to comment, share it in the comment section, or email us at WMF at tobinstitute.org. Okay. Did you have something you wanted to say before we started rolling?
Well, on that bit, I was going to say, and then I have a weird prompt, a goofy thought that I had. But I was just thinking about, I did get an Atari 2600, circa 1983, I guess, whenever it blew up. And yeah, I loved it. It was fun. It was goofy. And we would spend time on it, probably inordinate amounts of time. But it did fade because it was just, it became just monotonous. And praise God, because today they're built differently.
Do you remember when the Pac-Man came out?
Yeah,
Not the in the store joystick, but the Atari Pac-Man.
Yeah.
I was excited. My neighbors had Ataris. Everybody did. We didn't have it. And I remember them putting on Atari. That's it. There it is.
The Atari 2600.
There it is, baby.
How many buttons should we include on this? One.
How about one?
One's good.
We'll call
And
it
the
a
joystick was like, if you had to crank on that joystick, you had to really muscle it to get the leverage. I didn't.
Funny, who joystick? Hey Bob, what do you got in it? Joystick.
Let's call it a joystick.
Let's call it a joystick because it'll bring kids joy, and it's a stick. Well, I played it.
It's a joystick.
It's joystick. So, but it would fade after a while. You're like, okay. So my favorite gift, which I got probably the next was my Huffy Pro Thunder.
Oh yes, you had a Pro Thunder.
Pro Thunder.
Was it the yellow and black one?
Yes, it
yes.
was. You had the same.
I had the same bike.
That was my dream. It had the cool pads.
Yes.
Star
Absolutely.
rims, star rims.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, Bill, I
had no idea.
I feel so close to you.
Get out of the way, Mike.
Oh, come on, guys.
Or Bill? How about that? I feel so
I love
close to Bill, and I called him Mike.
That's right.
No, that is a absolute.
That
The
is
Pro
wild.
Thunder.
All right, I'm gonna have to show you my picture of me.
Okay, bring up.
Christmas
Oh yeah.
morning.
No, bring up. No. Yellow and black.
Get it right, son.
Come on, Pro Thunder.
Anywho, the Huffy Pro Thunder bike with the star rims.
Yeah, the star
the
rims.
knobby
That's
wheels.
getting close.
Training wheels?
Put in black and yellow. Black and gold. There it is.
third
There it is.
one.
There it is. No,
Third one with the star rims.
Yeah. Third.
I had-
There it is. That's the one I had.
Oh my gosh.
There it is. That is it.
Up. That's on that bike.
Is that the one you had?
Yeah, I think I might have had black rims, but I became the wheelie king of Jefferson Street. I was the wheelie king, just saying. And that took me on so many adventures. And what
Did
I
you
loved,
have pegs? Did you have pegs?
I did not have pegs on mine,
Okay.
but a neighbor kid had pegs. But that was the antidote to like the static stationary video game culture that was just being born. I got on that sucker, and I was like a cowboy on a horse. I mean, we would just ride.
Cowboy on a what?
Horse.
All right,
They
this
usually
is-
ride-
this
they
is-
don't ride cows.
This is
called a
going to
horse
reveal how into BMX I was in the 80s.
I was
Yeah,
all
you
over the place.
did have a.
Those
thing.
are not the original wheels. Those are Tough Wheel 2s.
Yes, they are. They're too knobby.
No, not the tires, the wheels. Mm-hmm. Go back to that picture a sec. The Tough Wheel 2s were not for Huffy bikes. You had to
your
order those
BMX.
from a catalog. So this guy is custom making his Pro Thunder. The Pro Thunder came with these metal. They weren't. That was like some carbonate plastic something or other. But the thing I had was no. It wasn't metal. No, whatever.
Anyway, Ticket to Freedom.
It was
And,
absolute
man,
ticket to freedom.
That was
There it is. There it is. That one in the middle.
Yeah.
The middle. That one.
green cushions
Click.
in the background.
Click that one.
So
Yep.
I feel like, and by the way, this
Yeah,
is
those are
when-
the wheels I
it was
had.
around this time, early '80s, when E.T. the Extraterrestrial
Yep.
dropped. Steven
That's right.
Spielberg's epic
Oh
film.
my gosh.
I was Elliot. I was
Yeah.
the same age practically as Elliot.
Yep.
And that incredible bike chase scene
Yeah.
at the end of E.T. I mean, that came. It was just awesome. So I just loved taking off.
Dude,
And
so
there was a
did
troop of
I.
us. I mean, when we had the trail, we called it the trails. It was a patch of woods.
Oh,
nearby.
yeah. We had that
and
too.
we had our
Absolutely.
We burned. I mean, countless hours, just riding bikes. doing
Bill, I
jumps.
would love to go back to your neighborhood,
Oh, man.
circa 82.
Oh, it was
Bring
awesome.
my
Wouldn't it be
Huffy.
amazing if we could all go back and you can come to my neighborhood and I could take you on my trails and I can go to your trails? Like we know
This would be
we're
our heaven.
Yeah, we're like, hey, that would be because I had the same thing where we had our trails. We had there's certain.
That was just adventure. The world was opened.
It was your world.
It was my life.
You know what I'm thinking, Mike, of Greg Brown's Canned Goods song where he starts riffing off and doing he's just talking memories.
Yeah.
And he's talking about all the kids when they would go to the grandparents.
Yeah.
And then, all the adults would be in the room talking
about adult
talking about
things.
somebody's gallbladder, talking about whatever. And us boys would run. We'd be free.
Free.
We'd be free. And he just keeps saying it. And, all day and into the night. And then they call us back in and it's not dark out. It's not dark. It's
dark.
adult dark.
It's adult dark.
It's adult dark. It's not the same thing when you're out there.
Well, and
But that's what we had.
what's great about that is what I've realized as I've gotten older is it becomes your world, and you become so familiar with the trails and with the landmarks and the dwelling places and where you can get from point A to point B, different routes. And those routes and that world you don't experience unless you're on a bike. So the adults aren't even aware of these places.
That's right.
Like
true.
most of my dwelling was behind a bushes somewhere at a park that if you just went to the park, parked and played on the playground, you would never
You have
even
no
get
clue.
into.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But just the little
Secret worlds.
the secret world.
Secret tunnels. One of the greatest compliments I was ever given in my childhood was from some neighbor up the street whom I pissed off because there was this section of the sidewalk. It was a slope, and the tree that was growing on the street, the roots had pushed up the sidewalk, and it was a perfect jump on my bike.
Yep.
And he was out doing some yard work or something, and I was pedaling down, and I just took off on this. And he goes, "Watch it, Joe. Who do you think you are, the Dukes of Hazzard?" And I was like, "Yeah,
I do.
I do." Exactly. Like,
Dukes of Hazzard.
how old am I now? That was 40 whatever years ago. That was 45 years ago. And that's still like
Oh, the Duke.
broadens my shoulders to think of that guy. Who do you think you are, the Dukes of Hazzard? Yes, exactly.
To this point, the little bump in with the roots pushing up the pavement.
Oh yeah.
Because this now takes me to the present.
You don't
moment.
step on that.
You don't.
You don't step on those cracks. They break your mama's
Mom's
back.
back. That's right. They do break your mom's back. Isn't that funny? We all learned that somehow.
Yeah.
And we
Well, it's
also
true.
learned in 4th grade how to pencil fight. Do you guys do pencil fighting? With the
Pencil-
Dixon Ticonderoga pencils? You never pencil
Well,
fight?
explain.
So one
maybe.
guy in your class would hold his pencil out like this,
Oh,
and the
yeah.
other guy holds it, and you go flick, and you break
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Pencil fighting?
We used to do that.
Ever that?
pencil?
Okay.
Yeah.
Anywho, I digress.
And paper clip. Shooting paper clips.
Okay, well, we did the footballs.
Footballs
But
as well.
I'm
See
walking
that
in the
dot
cemetery.
on my hand right
It's a
there?
wound from paperclip.
It's a wound from a pencil.
Are there microphones? Are they every time they move? Are you still getting them on? I'm just so aware. Okay, all right,
I went
sorry.
went
so
to
excited. It's childhood
to
nostalgia.
smack somebody behind me or something, like knock it off, and he had his pencil like up, and the lead got stuck.
Lead, not
Lead,
graphite.
yeah, the lead pencil got
That
stuck in
explains
my.
a lot.
It's the 80s,
Yeah,
baby.
there's still a spot. See that spot?
No, I don't.
Oh, fine.
Anywho,
Well,
I was walking the cemetery.
Yeah.
I doing my walk, and sometimes early in the morning when
is this what you wanted to
if
bring
it's a
up?
Weekend,
Is this
yeah,
your thing?
no,
Okay.
nope.
Dang.
It was a weekend, and so Kagan, my 10-year-old, always gets up at 6:30, only on the weekends. When it's a school day,
Oh,
it's
my
like, buddy,
Lord.
wake up! But he's up. So anyway, he came with. He took the bike while I walked, and there's a patch in the cemetery on the road. It's beautiful old growth trees everywhere, and there's a patch where the roots are so big that it pops up and hits his favorite spot because he jumps that sucker.
Nice. There it is. Yep.
Bam!
Did you used
dude,
to
you caught 3
line
feet
up
of air.
kids on the ground to jump over?
We did some
them
jumping, yeah.
Over kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that too. Like, what the hell were we
had
thinking?
we had kid jumping, yeah.
We used to go to the hardware store. My brother and then my brother, my middle brother Tom. I had a third brother Pete, who's the oldest. But Tom and I really, were 3 years apart, so we kind of intermingled our friends. We used to always go to the hardware store. Not always, but every once in a while, when what we built would wear out, we'd go back and buy a bunch of wood,
You were one of those kids that had real lumber to work with.
and we would build ramps.
We only had scraps. Like,
you find in the woods,
I was
yeah.
so envious of the kids in the neighborhood who had real lumber to build their jumps.
Yeah.
I would have to grab stuff out of our garage that was left over from whatever
Well,
project.
I didn't have it like the store had it, and I went to
Yeah,
the
but you went
store.
and got it.
Yeah.
Like that was
and you
stolen.
saw us. We would line out the jump how much lift we wanted to have on the jump, and then use a saw and build it. And you had to make sure that both sides were equal.
I remember the kids in the neighborhood who would do that, and I would just, where do you get that? I had no concept you could go to a store and get wood.
But with skateboard, when I was growing up, skateboarding was really the thing, So I don't know, because it was really meant for like skateboarding, and then rollerblades. You do it in rollerblades and bikes.
Yeah, in the 80s, it was more, skateboarding was there. It was kind of parallel to BMX, but it's not what it became.
No.
Yeah, the boom was
90s.
like
The boom
late
was
80s.
Skateboards back then were like that thin.
Yeah, that's right.
We had the fat fish,
surfboard
like
shape.
the really fat.
Yeah.
But the mid 80s, they started getting those wide boards. I remember my brother had one, and we had in our back alley a quarter pipe. You remember?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's pretty
the
cool.
quarter pipe, and it came from a friend of my brother's, who he used to keep it at his grandmother's house, and his grandmother said, "I want it off my property," and he called out, "Hey, do you guys want my quarter pipe?" We're like, "Yeah." So we had this quarter pipe in our back alley, and it became the magnet for all the BMXers, like all over Lancaster.
Wow.
And unfortunately, the attraction of so many people to our back alley, the cops eventually came. We were getting complaints from the neighbors, and we had to get rid of it. But also, at this point, I had graduated from the Pro Thunder,
Oh no.
and I had built my own mongoose.
Oh, mongoose.
A mongoose, and I built
Those
it
are
with
super lightweight dirt bikes.
I
Those
built
were
it with
amazing.
all the parts. I saved up so much money. Like I saved up money for probably a year and a half to buy this, to assemble all the parts and put together my mongoose. Wow. I had it for 2 months, and because our back alley attracted people from all over the city with this quarter pipe. Somebody saw me put it in my garage.
And they stole it.
It was stolen.
Dang.
I share that with you. My bike was stolen too.
Every bike I ever owned was stolen.
I had a dyno. Do you remember dynos?
I don't know that.
Don't remember a dyno.
No, whatever.
Sorry.
Well, doesn't matter. It was gone.
He's younger. Wow.
Should we take do we have
yeah,
a question or something, Juan? Give it to us. Not to, I mean, we can keep talking about BMX, but like half the audience would be like, all right.
Probably
speaking to a
80% or
particular
90% of the audience
demographic.
would be like, all right.
Okay.
They've talked about that enough, reminiscing of 80s
The
childhoods.
freedom of it, though. Gosh.
All right, these are questions that our audience is interested in.
Hey, if you really like Bill Donaghy's genetically amazing hair, follow us, subscribe, and give us a rating on whatever platform you're hearing us on. And if you've already done those things, thank you so much.
Hello, my friends. I just wanted to take a brief moment to share with you that if you enjoy what you're hearing on the podcast, we also do live events all around the world. So if you're interested in joining us, the details are below, and we'll see you on the road soon.
The first one would be, how do we handle a marriage where one spouse is no longer interested in intimacy?
Can I just say how much I really get a little twinge of disturbance when people use intimacy only to mean sexual intimacy, which is, I'm guessing, what they're
Well,
saying.
maybe not. Maybe they just mean like affection.
I
Like,
hope that's what they mean, but I'm guessing that's not what they mean, because all the questions we get on our ACW podcast, Wendy fields all these, and
Ask Christopher West.
yes,
podcast.
Ask Christopher West podcast. It's fine. I know people aren't comfortable saying sex, but it just kind of tweaks me a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah. No, I hear you.
Because you know what it does? You know what troubles me is because if we use that word solely to mean sexual intimacy, we are missing out on a vast realm of an intimacy that is required for sexual union to be intimate.
Yep.
Because if you are not fostering real intimacy over here,
That's why there's a lack of.
exactly right.
Yeah.
That's and I'm so sorry, Juan. I interrupted because I have this pet peeve. Did you finish the question?
No, that's it. Very, very simple and straightforward. And
So let's assume that they mean, let's just assume both, that we can talk about intimacy in the true sense of the word, but also then,
I think culturally, that's what people mean, sexual intimacy.
Sexual intimacy.
okay.
And just a heads up for our viewers, listeners, if you would like your
Yeah.
questions to get answered, shoot us an email at wordmadefresh, WMF@tobinstitute.org. You'll find it in the description or in the notes below, or just put it in the comments.
But you just framed it beautifully to enter right into it.
So launch. Go ahead. I forget the question though, because
So,
I
yeah,
got so.
what do you do in a marriage where one partner desires that level of sexual intimacy and the other doesn't? That's the basic articulation. It can't just be. There must be a reason. There could be many reasons why the partner doesn't long for that sexual intimacy at the level that you're longing for it. But maybe part of that is that it has been reduced to that's where we're intimate. So step back, widen it, and what other ways can we warm each other's hearts, comfort each other's hearts? What is it that relaxes your spirit, that bonds us and brings us closer together? You want to take a walk in an arboretum? You want to read a book together? You want to just sit on the deck and have a glass of wine? Just real attentiveness and listening to each other? Because all that is preparatory in a beautiful way. Again, becoming a disinterested gift to your beloved can allow for that relaxation to happen not that you're doing it for that reason, but can lead the way to that intimacy.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
100%. That's the thought that I had in relationship. We're different. And generally speaking, men, at least the guys that I talk to and have been friends with, and the one that I am, you don't need much boogie ramp to get to a place of sexual intimacy.
Back to the BMX bikes.
Yeah, you're you're it's right
and
there.
We tend to be hardwired that way.
Yeah, which is beautiful.
Yep.
Generally speaking, and I know that there's females out there that aren't like this, that they are ready, they need more of the broader sense of intimacy. Mm-hmm. They need the communication, both with the eyes and with the verbally and with the being present with the
Emotional
other person
attentiveness.
Before they feel like they can open up and they feel comfortable. We travel constantly, and I know when I come home from being gone for a while, my wife needs me. I'm not just talking about being sexually intimate. My wife, just in intimacy in general, my wife needs me to just be present for a while. Almost like you can't take a fish and just drop it in the water. You need to let it warm up to the temperature.
Puts it into the water again. Yeah.
So I would suggest what you're saying is in order to get, I would recommend, just being really aware and trying to be present and listen and receive your partner in all ways of intimacy, communication, conversation, asking questions, and I'm not saying play these cards and you'll eventually get to sexual intimacy. Right. I mean, authentically take genuine interest in the other person. Yeah. And that would
learning how to love. Yeah.
Probably help.
Yes, this is a work in progress for anybody, for all the three of us with our spouses, and whether you're young, really married or not. It's that attentiveness. I'm working on it. Real attentiveness to the other.
As you guys have been sharing your thoughts, which I am with you in what you're saying. Another part of my brain was pondering what is it that tweaks me about that word,
intimacy.
The when it's used exclusively for sexual intercourse, right? That's what most people are getting at. My spouse doesn't want to be intimate with me. Means my spouse doesn't want to have sex with me. And I get tweaked by that. I don't want to harp too much on it, but I have been wondering, is there something, when I'm tweaked by something, I try to get in there why is that tweaking me? And here's why I think it's tweaking me, because, I'll use the word the way most people do. My wife doesn't want to be intimate with me. Let's go that direction. My guess is your wife doesn't want to have sexual intercourse with you because probably, or to some degree, you are not being truly intimate with her.
Yeah.
And I want to press into this word. Like, I'm a man of words. I make my life is in words, either speaking or writing. And when you are a man of words, and you have for decades been trying to communicate a very delicate, easily misunderstood message, you get very persnickety about definitions, because you're trying to make this point that you can't make unless we agree what the words mean. And when you get into really delicate territory, you have to be sure the words you're using mean the same thing to you that they mean to somebody else.
Sure.
You have to define your terms, or you're not going to communicate. And
Otherwise, you're just buying Roman coin bread. Or is it
Roman meal.
Roman meal bread.
Roman meal bread. So
Right.
Mike is referring to a conversation we had last night well, this is a good example.
That's why I brought it up.
Thank you.
Good job.
We were talking with Juan, who's newly married. We were asking him for the new marriage review. How's it been going? And he was talking about some conflicts they were having. It reminded me of a conflict Wendy and I had back in 1995 when we were newly married. And she was going to the grocery store. This is like within the first weeks of being married. She was headed to the grocery store, and she said, "Do you want me to get anything for you?" I said, "Oh, yeah. Could you pick up some good bread?" Now, that had very specific meaning in my family growing up, and I had no idea that this didn't mean the same thing to other people. You just grow up in your own little world, and you think that's the way the world is. Good bread in our family meant not in a plastic bag from the shelf where all the plastic bag bread is, but you go to the bakery and you get a nice
Fresh loaf.
fresh baguette.
Yeah, not
something-
processed.
Not processed.
Yeah.
It's kind of crunchy on the outside and soft on the inside, and goes great with pasta, or you can
Dipping in olive oil.
yeah. That was just good bread. Like, that's good bread. That's good bread. In Wendy's family, good bread meant this specific brand called Roman meal, which was in the plastic bag bread section, but it was healthy. That was what she thought I meant. Roman meal in my upbringing was ugh. Like, it just didn't taste like bread to me, because they threw all these nutrients in there that I didn't care for. Anyway, so yes, can you get me some good bread?
Precise, yeah.
She comes back with Roman meal, and she said, "Oh, I got you some good bread." I was like, "That's not good bread." Yeah. Oh, the
Chill breeze blew.
the chill
through that
breeze,
newly
the
married home.
lockdown of the heart, what did I just say? What just happened here? And it's a reference point for exactly what I'm getting at here. Thank you, Mike, for bringing that up.
Yeah, I'm the image guy.
That when words don't mean the same thing, not only do you not communicate, you can hurt somebody painfully through misunderstanding. So I want to look at this word intimacy, and I brought up a little slide here that I use in one of my courses.
Do you want Juan to share it?
I don't know if I can get it to you, Juan. But can you? Where's my camera?
Hold it down a little bit. It's a little shiny. Dip it down a little bit. There it is.
Okay, so it's an image that my daughter painted. Yeah, could you look that up and bring it up? It's called Bridegroom in the Garden. Bridegroom in the Garden. You've seen that, Mike?
Yeah.
And it's an image, very powerful image of a woman opening her heart to the presence of Christ. And there we go. What is that? Oh, TOB Institute, because that's on our store. Wasn't that nice of us?
Yeah. Don't you
So
dare
people can't
print this.
screenshot it. Don't you dare screenshot this. Yeah, so you see the blood and water flowing through the wound in Christ's hand, And that blood and water is now flowing in her heart. And she's surrendered to it. She's open to it. And the bridegroom is within her heart. Powerful image. Yeah. And I think my daughter was like 17 or something when she painted that. So I use this to talk about intimacy and this line in the Song of Songs, open to me. Open to me. This is the bridegroom to the bride in the Song of Songs, open to me. So intimacy, I love looking up the etymology of where words come from. So it comes from intimus, which is the superlative of intus, meaning within. So intimus means the most within, the inmost, the innermost, the deepest, right? To be intimate means I am sharing my inmost with you. I am opening my deepest places to you, and I'm welcoming you here. And in this surrendered image of the bride opening to Christ the bridegroom, the surrendered image is one of, I'm letting you touch me in this deep place of my heart, and I want your presence here. And your presence here is one of peace, surrender, delight, even a certain ecstasy in the sense of I'm now out of myself. I'm not conscious of myself. I'm not closed in on myself. I have come up and out. Ecstasy, to go out, shares the same root as the word exit. This is also part of the etymology. It may also be related to the word intimere, which means to be not afraid. Mm-hmm. That's the richness of this word will take us places we need to go. Mm-hmm. We need to go. And when the word gets euphemized, is that a word? To euphemize something, to turn it into a euphemism for what might amount to a perfunctory exchange of sexual pleasure, to call that intimacy. My husband doesn't want to be intimate with me, or my wife doesn't want to be intimate with me, or I want to be intimate and she doesn't want to be intimate. Okay, I just want to say, do you really want to be intimate? Do you really want to be intimate? Do you want to go on the pilgrimage, the lifelong journey?
That's awesome. Fearlessly go into the depths.
Of fearlessly, without fear, intimere, be not afraid. Without fear, there's always going to be fear because it's scary stuff. So be not afraid only makes sense when you're afraid. If you're not afraid, be not afraid means nothing to you. Be not afraid means confront your fears, work through your fears, to learn how to open your inmost to the other. And that opening of the inmost to the other has initially nothing to do with genital intercourse. And genital intercourse, I would argue, and I believe my argument is entirely sound, genital intercourse is only what it is meant to be if it is now the consummate expression with our bodies of the hard work we have been doing to be truly intimate in the sense of opening what is deepest within me to the other. And I would venture to say to any husband out there who's angry at his wife or resentful that she doesn't want to be intimate with me, the reason she doesn't want to be intimate with me is probably because you haven't been on the pilgrimage of being truly intimate in this sense, the true sense of the word, with her. Because I just think most women are wired, unless they are profoundly wounded here. But even then, they're still wired for this. Mm-hmm. But they might have to, and we all have to work through layers and layers of wounds to get to the layers and layers of fears to get to the place of really sharing our inmost with the other. It's a lifelong pilgrimage.
Shorthand of all that beautiful exegesis there is, we're in Amish country, horse and buggies everywhere. Don't put the cart before the horse.
Yes, thank you.
Put the horse before the cart.
Thank you.
Let that lead you, duc in altum, into the deep. Seek first that, and all things will be given to you besides.
And that is why
And do not be afraid.
I'm so troubled, because of how rich this word is and critically meaningful to take us exactly where we are called to go by the Lord himself.
Into the deep.
Into the deep. Deep calls out to deep, right? Precisely because of how profound and meaningful and potent that word is in inviting us to where we need to go. I'm very disturbed when people just throw it out there without.
I'll throw it later on to that.
Yeah.
So this is, using Beth's image here is also so beautiful. This is why we stress this all the time on our podcast here, the importance of the pedagogy of poetry and the teaching of symbol and story, because all of that is preparatory for this kind of intimacy. This is what opens the heart. So find those ways of building out intimacy, going into the deep by sharing things that are not just, and this is hard for all of us, right? Not just you're managing things all day long and shuffling through schedules and doing things, but carve out time where you can just abide with each other in some sort of restful, poetic, pleasurable way for mind and heart, where you're kind of fed, or you're just listening to music, or whatever you're doing, is opening up this portal into what we're supposed to be all about, this beautiful communion of persons. And whether you end up having sex or not that night is irrelevant.
Yes, I hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. What we
maybe it will, but it's building out that deeper communion.
If we are pursuing that deeper communion, then the intercourse becomes the cherry on top.
Yes.
Rather than the cake itself.
Yes.
Because what we really desire, and I have to remind myself of this, because sometimes, if I'm honest with myself, I want the physical pleasure of sexual intercourse.
That's the tension that we're in.
And I have to seek integration.
Holy tension.
I have to seek integration.
This is a funny thought on top of that. I remember, we have the cross of infertility, but early on in our marriage, you get everybody has advice to offer. And, just relax. It'll happen. You're thinking too hard. You're trying too hard to have a baby. Just relax. Mm-hmm. For some people, that's true. Like they do, and they stop, the analysis paralysis, and boom, they're pregnant. For others, it's not possible. But in that sense, it is important to just relax and not to go hyper crazy with this. Thomas Aquinas has this great phrase, dilatatio cordis, the dilation of the heart.
Oh,
the dilatatio cordis happens when we're in that restfulness and not so much seeking to get a thing. Quite frankly, orgasm in this particular question, but just that's not. I just want real, authentic communion. But maybe that'll come. But the point is, the dilatatio cordis, just what a gift to be with you.
Yeah,
what a gift to be with you.
With wooded instruments, you can always get sound from the instrument, but to really get the fullness of the resonance that it's created for, you need to have the warming of the wood.
Ooh, that's good.
And
that's perfect.
There just needs to be, it needs time to open up.
Oh, that brings me up to Juan. Could you bring up Beth's other image of the being found, the light in the darkness? I want Mike, as one who lives in the world of images and how they speak to you, I want you to comment on what you see in this.
I love that image, Mike, because it's also
this is the warming of the wood. It's a continuation of what he was saying. This is
there's no shortcut to get to that. You got to wait a little bit. Do not stir love before it's time.
Yeah. So this is a little washed out, but up in the upper left corner is an image of Christ with beams of light coming out of his heart. And then down in the lower right corner is a woman constricted by these bands of darkness. all around it.
Yeah, so along the lines of the warming of the wood, and that what I mean by that, I mean I think it's pretty obvious, but in case it's not for some people, it's just that the wood needs to get to a place of really being elastic, and the warmth just enables it to have more pulsing with the sound waves, right? And then the resonance within the sound box of, like, let's say guitar becomes greater and fuller.
Yeah.
And so what I meant was, like, you can take a guitar out and just play it and it's going to make a sound. You can just have sex. You can just have sex.
Right.
But I think what you really want, whoever is like just wants sex, what you really want though is that full vibratory vibration resonance
frequency, that you want to be in the frequency that resonates and harmonates.
But you want that full
you want that
sound.
harmony.
You want that full sound, because just
Amen.
getting a plunk versus a woo woo, it's a whole different experience. And, when you go through these layers of intimacy, going back to the cherry on top, it really then becomes the cherry on top that is expressing everything that has led up to that point. So for me, this image, the first thing I thought of is it reminded me immediately of when you watch in fast, what's it called? Time lapse.
Yeah, sped up.
A flower in the morning who's closed when it's cold, and then the sun comes up and you could see the sunlight coming, and the flower just kind of slowly points to the sun and then just opens up. And that's the foreplay. That's the dance of warming the wood.
Amen.
And getting to that place of fully opening. Because you can just pick that closed flower and give it to somebody. Yes, it's a flower.
Yeah.
But you want all the petals revealed and exposed.
You want to make music.
Yes.
So it's using the analogy, right? When I want to have sex. No, you want to make love.
Right.
We used to say make love, not have sex.
Right.
And I think it's akin to that, right? It's more human. It's more patient.
Yeah,
It's
if
loving
all
and
you
personal,
want is to have sex, your wife will eventually shut down.
as she should.
As she should.
Mm-hmm.
It takes us back to the Hebrew words for male and female. JP2 only mentions this in a footnote of Theology of the Body, which struck me, and I was like, I need to look up those words, learn more about those words. And Bob Schutz actually years ago told me, look up this guy and see what he says about those two words. And anyways, zakar is the term for male. Male and female, he created them. In Hebrew, zakar has a happy homonym, as does the word for female, nekeva. They both have happy homonyms that it's kind of a play in Genesis that these words are used. Zakar means male, but it also, in the happy homonym, means to remember. And nekeva means female, but the happy homonym, it means to open. And the interplay going on here, male and female, he created them and blessed them and invited them to this intimacy in the deep sense of the word. Sexual intimacy would be another way to say it. Look into me. I want to reveal what's in me. What is deep in me, I want to be deep in you. What is deep in me, I want to be deep in you. What is deep in you, I want to be deep in me. Inasmuch as the man lives his call to remember. What is he called to remember? Husbands, love your wives as Christ loves the church. It is stamped in the very identity of the man that he is to remember divine love to the woman. Even as I say that, I'm like, great theory, great idea, but I'm confronted with all the crap in my heart that prevents me from remembering. I've forgotten. If the identity of the man is to remember divine love, the sin of the man, the fall of the man, is that he forgets. And so the journey into authentic masculinity is one of remembering what we've forgotten. Inasmuch as we remember, she will want to open. Right? Nekeva, to open. And so this line in the Song of Songs, again, open to me, my love, my dove, open to me. she can only open if he has set her as a seal on his heart. The bride says, set me as a seal on your heart. Set me as a seal on your heart. In other words, I'm not going to open to you. He's inviting the opening. Open to me. She's not going to open unless he remembers her as a seal on his heart.
And just to step into that, the heart, not the loins, but the heart.
Right.
The heart, which is the center and the place of encounter, as the Catechism teaches us, deeper than our psychic drives, and one might say other drives. The heart is the center. And she'll know, and she knows. She knows the difference.
Right. If he's remembering, or to the degree that he is remembering, she will, because she's wired, stamped in her being, is the desire to open to that kind of love. But in as much as he forgets, she will close.
Yeah. I'm going, my mind is blown up here thinking of a previous episode where we answered a question. And this is all off one question about intimacy, sex and marriage, intimacy, and how we go into the deep, spiritually speaking. We were accused in a previous comment of marriage, sex. That's what we're talking about now, answering this particular question. But do you see how it takes us to the heights and depths?
Yes, it does.
Of the spiritual journey. So don't depart from the sign.
Yeah, and
there's so much richness here, and we're not just mired down somehow or stuck in the flesh in an idolatrous, obsessive way at all. It's all translucent. It's all transparent. We're seeing through it. We're talking about sex right now, answering this question about sex and marriage.
Yes.
But it's always more.
It's always swinging to the next vine, right? To go back to that image. It's always going next vine, Tarzan, right?
Yes.
Next vine, Tarzan. And
further up and further in.
Further up, further in, the intimacy to which we are called means we must confront this image in our own hearts where we are hiding. What was the impact of original sin? The impact of original sin was precisely the loss of intimacy, the fear of intimacy. I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid myself.
So all this stuff is God and the soul. It's also the husband and the wife, but it's also always God.
And that's why the saints love the Song of Songs, this beautiful erotic love poetry gives them the language to understand their interior experience with God.
Right. It's the grammar of God. Our sexuality is the grammar of
God.
God.
I love that.
So we should read it. We are reading it.
Yeah. I'll share a tale of my own woe in this regard. You know, I had a penchant and I maybe even a gift or charism to understand John Paul's language early in my life, in my 20s, when I discovered it. And I was, of course, looking up all these fancy words he was using in a philosophical and theological dictionary and trying to make sense of it. But I was able to enter into it and I'm given my life to it. But I had a lot of these ideas just kind of stuck in my head. And I remember Wendy and I, in our early marriage, I was the director of the Marriage and Family Life Office in the Archdiocese of Denver, Colorado, for the first 2 years of marriage. I was in grad school, but the next 4, I was the director of that office. And we would do marriage prep together. And there was a point in the marriage prep weekend where these topics would come up about discrepancy between desire for sex on behalf of one and maybe not so much the other, and what's this whole dynamic? How do you work this out in a marriage? And I remember teaching some of these points, and I always could kind of sense in the room. I would say things like, "Guys, if you love your wife as Christ loves the church, she will want to open to you. This will not be the issue that it typically is. If you would just," and I always sensed a little uneasiness from my wife in the room. Mm-hmm. And it only came out some years later in our marriage how I had the theory down. I knew the concepts. But the corresponding interior journey of going from this one, can we go from this to the other image? First, I'm afraid because I'm naked, so I hide myself, to the point of where I, with God, right? This is an image not just of a woman, but of any human being. We're all called in that bridal posture as human beings to open to God. I had not known really how to do that in deep places in my life that were still locked up.
Sure, it's all of us.
That needed to be opened up. I was stuck more in the other image. Go back to that other one. I was stuck more in the
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah.
And in as much as we're here, we're going to find human intimate. In as much as we're here with God, I'm afraid, I'm naked, I'm hiding myself from God. We're going to find exposing ourselves to another human being really difficult. And what happens is we'll expose our bodies, but our hearts are covered over. And when we are naked physically without a corresponding spiritual nakedness of the heart, we're ruptured. We're ruptured. I'm thinking of a lyric from a Lady Gaga song that has something to do with...
Do what you want with my body,
Yes.
but you can't have my heart.
There it is.
Yeah. Do what you want with my body, but you can't have my heart. Yeah,
That's
and
the rupture.
And those reverberations. I mean, that's what this whole question we're talking about is all about. The reverberations and ramifications of the disjointed relationship here.
So, Mike, I'm thinking of love, real love, ain't no easy thing to do. Who wrote that song?
It was given to me in a dream. I wrote it. That's one of mine. Mangione.
Ain't no easy thing. Don't want no sterilized. Bring it up, Juan. Bring up those lyrics. This is important.
Talked about this one before. Sterilized. I can't remember.
Here come the
My
lyrics.
coffee's gone out of my body.
The coffee's gone.
I can't remember the books I've written either, Juan.
But yeah,
Or
this is
Mike.
to the point of there's two levels that we can engage our relationships: the surface or the depths. And the depths are where the gems are, and it's where the wood resonates. And
So walk us through this a little bit.
well, so I said, you tell me that we've gone astray. So this is coming from a place of already being in a relationship for a while. But don't we know that love can often feel this way? So being aware, self-aware can help us not panic in this place. These are not uncharted territory. So relax, just relax, baby. Just relax. I don't want no simple, but
No, this line first. We've learned to
how
hold
we've
in the
learned
burn.
to hold in the burn. Like we've gotten to a point sometimes where we're so comfortable with the uncomfortable. We're so uncomfortable with like just we're normalizing what we don't need to normalize.
We normalize that shut down place.
The burn. It's uncomfortable, and when the feeling's gone away, but I don't want a simplified, sterilized, half-realized version of love, because love is, easy thing to do. Like I want the time, tenderness, and strength. And I feel like I'm always talking about sacrifice, but all of that, the cracking of the seed, though it takes force and pressure and uses a little more of ourselves, it always lands in a place that's far more fertile and potent for us to dwell in. It's a better experience. Not easy at all, but it is the better of the options. The deep is where the diamonds are under the pressure. And so that's what it's about. Yeah.
Them some heavy lyrics.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with the help of AI, you can come up with really anything. AI.
Are you saying you didn't even write this song?
I don't write any songs.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm good at prompts. I know how to use the machine.
Good.
And
This is a very delicious, spiritually rich answer to that question. So maybe
I hope
take it
that's
to heart for
helpful.
all of us. Yeah. Oh, I think it should be prayed into. And
I want to know about this line, Mike.
What's that?
Oh, young love makes its bed high above,
Yeah.
beautifully blind to the rising sea.
Well, that's Juan. I'm just describing Juan right now, who was married a month ago. No, and mind you, this is. First off, let me just acknowledge how unsexy it is to describe my own lyrics. It's like, you know.
We need to help.
Okay.
We need your help to enter in.
Okay, and it's I don't like doing it sometimes because I fear that I'm not going to properly say it. I'm the one that wrote it, and I have a fear that I'm going to say it in the moment of time right now that doesn't fully explain how it's meant to be understood.
That's a good qualifier, but keep going.
Yeah,
but
but
all art is that way.
okay,
all art is that way. That's
so
right.
so and it's ever changing, and it means something to everybody anytime in their life. But yeah, and this is based off of my own experience of kind of going back to what you said, where you were teaching these couples this thing because you had it figured out.
Yeah.
And so you were kind of, you know, maybe not intentionally thinking of yourself as, well, I have it all figured out. But there is some element to that where we feel like, oh man, I'm glad I'm not like those guys. I have this. And we kind of put ourselves on this pedestal. And also there's a side of it that's like, you know, when we're young, we don't know what we don't know. There's a beauty to how naive we are, but there's also a blindness. We could, all of our foresight, all of our vision of where we're going to go is done within the context of a very small mind.
Yes.
Because we have so little amount of time to base it all off of, but really there's so much more beyond it. You know, we were talking about before we started the episode, I was talking to you about writing, and you're writing and I'm writing music and writing a book. And people are like, oh, how did you get to where you're at? And how did you get to that point of being able to write a certain way? And it's like, you just laugh because you know the story.
Yeah.
You know the
Sweat, blood, tears.
Blood. It's the labor pains. And like, there's so much of oneself in any artifact that's being produced. It's not just about the literal time that I spent penning it out.
Right.
It's about the days and hours and prayers and
years.
sadness and years and failures.
Yeah.
Failures upon failures and crying and joy. All of it wrapped up to that one moment where you start leaving some lead on the paper or some ink on the paper is in all of that.
That's right.
And all of those words, all of those all of the words that you put into it are expensive because it's cost up to that moment your entire life
What a way to say it.
to produce.
Expensive.
So young love makes its bed high above. Beautifully blind. And I mean that sincerely, not like a bunch of idiots. No, it's beautiful. That's a beautiful gift. What a gift to be
Hear that,
blind.
Juan?
Hear that one? Yeah.
Enjoy it. Because
enjoy
it's
it.
a beautiful blindness to it, but beautifully blind to the rising sea, because inevitably the sea is always coming up to hit us off when we are in that place of, I have this figured it out. And even right now, me saying this is me beautifully blind to the next rising sea that's coming. Because in 10 years, I'll be like, I can't believe we're constantly just being refined.
Well said, Mike.
Because on this side of heaven, we will never have it figured out completely.
Wisdom come
Oh,
on.
yeah, it's pulling out it's like honey from the rock.
Well, you know, I've seen some things.
If you had your beard, you could stroke your beard. Right now. I've seen some things.
But yeah, so acknowledging that I am also this young love. I'm constantly in a state of young love, constantly in a state of waiting for the rising sea. But that's okay, because I want a centralized, mystified, I want a crucified kind of love. Because love, real love, it ain't no easy thing to do. I want to constantly sing this to myself.
Gosh, dang it, Mike. This is freaking deep. Lay here, let me speak into your fear, and I will sing, I want to be your man.
Yeah.
I don't want no disguise. Give me baptized so I may testify.
Which is what I'm doing
Yeah, you are.
in the song. in my intimacy.
Yes.
That's
So
it.
good.
That's the whole.
So
This is interesting. These last couple episodes, we've riffed with our theology, and then Mike comes in with the
The poetry, yeah.
well,
This is great because I'm just thinking right now, and we should probably land the ship. You figure it out with one part of who we are, and that can almost be like I got it. But you feel it out, which is the whole span of your life in marriage. Like in marriage, like you just said, I figured it out. I knew the
concept.
intellectual concept, but that's never to cut away from the feeling it out. Feeling it out is a life.
I hadn't entered into the sensualized, mystified, crucified aspect.
That's the feeling it out.
Right. All right,
Which
we
time
got to
on.
end the episode the same way we did the last one, by playing this song. We didn't play this song last time. We played another song last time. But Juan, bring it up. We got to hear it now because you unfolded it for us so beautifully, Mike. Now we got to hear the whole thing. We got to hear the art of it, the artistry.
Providential that we do that.
The feeling out. Can I just say something about the feeling out?
Yeah.
Sorry, but last thing. What you reminded me of is something that I've been thinking about. It's like, I know what I mean here, and I know what I mean here, but all throughout my day, I'm constantly saying words that are always just not quite right. And I know it here that it's not right. Like if you could get in my head, you'd understand.
Yeah.
And I experienced that with my spouse. Like that's not. Why did I not say that right? How do I refine that?
What I meant to say was,
What I meant to say, and like, there's two ways to deal with that. It's either close it off, and don't say anything, or be vulnerable and say it.
There it is.
But be aware of where it's never going to be totally right.
Yeah.
And allow yourself to constantly refine and go further and further and further into searching for the sentence that truly defines and resonates.
I can't stop talking now. We can't stop this episode because now you got me into the artist studio or the workshop where there's the smell of turpentine and brushes scattered everywhere and half done canvases and your notes scribbled in your journals and notes and scratch it out. And that's where we're doing the fleshing it out, the trying to shape it. And it's messy, but it's beautiful. You walk into an artist studio or a musician's work, like it's beautiful. Well, because you're in holy ground and you're like, wow, man, this is back to the womb image. Like, gosh, this is all the stuff floating around here in the air. I can breathe it. The creativity, the attempts to enflesh and give body and weight to what I'm thinking, feeling, believing.
And I'm hearing the word poverty. That peace I leave you, my peace I give you, is the breath of God's love into the cavern of our poverty. We are inadequate to the task before us of love. Isn't that what we're talking about? We look at our own resources and we think, I can do that. I have what it takes. John Eldredge often talks about in his work on masculinity that every man needs to be affirmed and blessed in knowing he has what it takes. And I agree with that. But I think there's a deeper layer to it that to have what it takes, you have to admit you don't have what it takes.
Yes.
Now you have what it takes because that's what it takes.
Once you acknowledge you have nothing.
Right. Once you are in touch with your poverty,
Yeah.
and this is crucial, that poverty is opened to God's riches, now you have what it takes.
Yep. Amen.
But you have to recognize the riches do not come from you. They are a gift. And to get in that place of gift, you have to go through that crucifixion. And I love that you say sensualized and mystified, because we can think of mystified as out there in the clouds, sensualized down here in the earth. No, I want both. I want the marriage. That's Christianity. The marriage of the mystical and the sensual.
Yep.
That's where the crucifixion happens.
That's the crucifixion.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, I want to hear this song because I want it. I need it.
Tell me, you tell me, you tell me that we've gone astray. But don't we know that love can often feel this way? Burn when the feeling's gone away. Yeah, I don't want no simplified, sterilized, half-realized version of love. Because love, real love, ain't no easy thing to do. Ain't no easy thing to do. Reason, oh, what's your reason? What is what? What should I do? And I've come to see that when there's nothing left to give is when I begin to give you all of me. I want a crucified kind of love, because love, real love, ain't no easy thing to do. Ain't no easy thing to do. Because love, real love, ain't no easy thing to do. Ain't no easy thing to do.
is.
Glorious.
I just want to acknowledge that sensualize is a very hard word to sing. And I remember writing that, being like,
How's that going
Can
to
I
come
pull
out?
this off? I don't
it's
know.
got to be a breath thing. I got to support it well. Anyway, there we
Mike,
go.
I thank you for your expensive gift of self.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to establish and experience intimacy.
There it is. Isn't that what we all want?